Welcome to the show, everyone. I am so excited about bringing my guests to you guys today. We're live on Facebook, and I want to tell everybody right now, if anybody can go onto Facebook and go to Networking Arizona, you can watch us in here doing this show live. And today, my first guest, who's been on with me for a couple of years now, I have with me Daniel Bauman. He is the owner of White Wolf Black Bear Integrated Healing. He is a shaman. He is a Reiki master, and he's incredible. He's what he is. He's brought all of his, a lot of his tools here today and the things that he uses. And if you go onto Networking Arizona onto Facebook, you can watch us in here live and see all of it. That's what I love about the show, because it's not only audio, it's visual as well. So welcome back
Thank
to
you,
the
Carol.
show. Oh, gosh,
Thank you for having me back. Let's bring it down a few. Isn't that nice?
Isn't that
Isn't
fabulous?
that nice?
And you know what? It did. It just brought me down, but in a good way.
It's one of the tools I use during my healing sessions.
So I want you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and today what we're going to talk about.
Okay, Carol, I am a healer. I came to Arizona like many people. I got here in '91 though, and I was brought to Arizona to heal and to get on my spiritual path. And I thought I was just passing through, but that was not the plan. The universe wanted me to stay, so I did. And then I met a remarkable individual. Her name is Melody Adams, Touch Hearts woman. Melody is a Native American medicine woman. She's a shaman. And for the next 2 years, we spent quite a bit of time together. And the shaman role in traditional cultures, they wear three hats. They're the healers for the community, they're the spiritual leaders for the community, but also they act as day-to-day counselors. Melody was my therapist, with kind of a magical, mystical edge. And for about 2 years, I thought we were working on my stuff. And we were working on my stuff, but unbeknownst to me, I was also training as her apprentice the entire time. After a couple of years, she was called up north in Minnesota. Community needed her up there. And our last session together, she said, "You are now the teacher."
That's so cool.
And I was not ready for that. So she left, and then during our time together, she introduced me to many fascinating people in the healing community here in Arizona. I met everything from white witches to crystal healers, Buddhist monks, Christian prayer warriors, and everything in between. But I kept hearing about this Japanese hands-on healing modality, this healing technique called Reiki, or Reiki practice. And Carol, the idea of healing with energy that comes out of my hands, I was so in. You know, it really resonated with me. So I found my next teacher, who was Suzanne Smith. So in 1994, that's when I was initiated into Reiki practice. In 1991, I was initiated into Native American shamanic healing.
I want to tell something just about
Sure.
you, because a lot of people that listen, and we know, there's a lot of people think this is just really woo-woo. You know,
No.
Exactly. But, and right now, when you work in the hospitals here,
Yes.
I want you to tell them that if, I think it's Banner
Baywood Hospital and Banner Heart Hospitals. I've been working there for going on 3 years now with the program. It's groundbreaking, it's innovative, there's nothing woo-woo about Reiki, there's science behind it. We are working in hospitals, for goodness sake.
Yeah, exactly. This is my point that I was going to say, is that if Banner can accept it, people, listen up. This is something you need to take in and say, there's something to this.
And you know, and after 2020, Carol, I think people are looking for more.
Yeah,
They know there's
totally.
more out there. You know, the medical community, you know, the system doesn't work, and people know intuitively there's more out there, and they're more open, and they're searching.
More and more every day.
Yeah, I get so many people that they're sick, very sick people, and they've run the gauntlet. What the medical community has to offer, the specialists couldn't help them, the doctors couldn't help them. They come to me as a last resort.
And what happens?
And what happens? I help them heal. See, our doctors, God bless them, but they're trained to look at the physical body and only the physical body. Carol, we have an emotional body, we have a mental body, we have a spiritual body, as well as a physical body. And they're all connected, and when one is out of balance, they all are out of balance. If the emotional body is traumatized, that will manifest physically somehow. And the doctors will not be able to pinpoint the cause.
Because they don't know how.
They don't know how.
Now, today you wanted to talk about something that's pretty interesting, which is when we talked before I came in and you were telling me a little bit about the story.
Oh, the studies.
The studies.
Okay, so every so often, right, I was born in, what, 59. Every so often, the powers that be say something is bad for us. Salt is bad, fat is bad, sunlight is bad, nicotine, beef is bad, eggs are bad. And Carol, I've come to the conclusion that whatever they say is bad for us is good for us. We came across a study recently that was published in 2014, and there was a control group of over 28,000 women between the ages of 25 and 64, and they followed them for 20 years. They were measuring the effects sunlight had on their overall health. And, quote, we conclude that women who avoid sun exposure have a twofold increased mortality rate as opposed to those with the highest sun exposure. And they equated that level of health to a heavy smoker. But also, they found that there was no correlation whatsoever between sun exposure and skin cancer.
Wow.
Among them. None at all. And in fact, the less sun exposure you get, the more likely you are to get cancer. Because one thing that all cancer patients have in common, doesn't matter the type of cancer, they're all very deficient in vitamin D. All of them.
And here in Arizona, what did I tell you? I said most of my friends, and I am too,
Yep.
I've been put on vitamin D.
Yes.
Because we need it. We're
You need it.
not going out in the sun,
Yep.
and yet we need to
need it.
go out to.
Vitamin D is essential to have the body run healthy.
Mhm.
It's just essential. So, it is what it is.
I said, it looks like you were out in the sun.
Absolutely.
You're
Give
like,
me some
yes.
sunshine. Give me some sunshine. You spend some day in the sun, you feel better.
Right. You know
Out
what,
being
folks, let me
active.
give out your information.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of people out there that, they're struggling. I would say
Oh.
that's the way I wanna put it.
After, the lockdown, there's undiagnosed trauma, there's undiagnosed depression, there's undiagnosed anxiety. People are on edge.
Now, I'm gonna also let you talk a little bit about all the things that you brought here, if
Okay.
that's okay.
Sure.
And let me give out his information. First of all, his phone number is 602-400-9103. His website is whitewolfblackbear.com. You've got to check him out. He's phenomenal. Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
A couple of minutes.
during my shamanic healing sessions, these are some of the tools that I use. We do a lot of talking first, figure out what's going on with my client or patient. And this is white sage. We use smudge, we smudge. Smudge using smoke and scent. That's kind of a universal practice. You can find it in temple, Shinto shrines, Buddhist temples, Hindu temples, Native Americans, of course, but also Wiccans smudge as well. This is my smudge fan or my prayer fan. I use this to move the smoke around, but also I'll rub it on the body, and it dislodges attachments and also gets the energy moving.
So that's with the sage.
Yes, with
right?
the smudge, then afterwards.
Right.
I'll-
Yeah, thank you. See, he needs to do that to me.
We all can get the energy moving.
Well, that's right.
Mhm.
Right? Okay.
And I always have a candle going. This is my rattle. I use the rattle at the beginning and the end of every session. The rattle, what that does is opens up the aura, gets it ready to receive the healing intentions and healing energy that we do, and then at the end seal up the aura once again to keep everything in, all the good work.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to a break and
Okay.
come back and talk further, because there's more things here on this table. Again, if you can get onto YouTube or to Facebook out there right now, you can watch us in here live and see all this cool stuff. It's Networking Arizona, just check us out, you're gonna love it. But I wanna talk about the tuning forks that you have there too, because
Yes,
I
these are
love
the
those,
best.
that he uses those as well. There's so many things that that he has, and that he's not even brought half the probably the things that he uses.
Not at all.
But people out there that are reaching to feel better, that are not getting your answers, give him a call. His phone number is 602-400-9103. It's whitewolfblackbear.com. Hang tight, just a minute.
See you soon. Okay.
Keep on going.
Yes. So you want to talk about the tuning forks?
Yeah, I do,
Okay,
because I
these
love them.
tuning forks are incredible
We're
tools.
live in here.
Yeah, so when you think of tuning forks, people think of sound. It's not sound that we're after, it's the vibration.
Ladies, ladies, we're live in here right now.
So we activate the tuning fork, right? You don't hear anything, but it's here, feel the vibration.
Oh, I know,
So we're gonna do this on you real quick. We've done this before.
yeah.
So I use this. Feels good, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
because you know what? It goes down deep,
You feel it everywhere.
inside, everywhere.
Instantly relax.
Yeah.
And
I love that.
I have yet to find a tool that relaxes the body so quickly and so thoroughly as a tuning fork. And so what I do, I use it on the crown chakra, third eye, heart chakra, power center, and every joint of the body. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, hips, knees, ankles, soles of the feet. And
Ooh, the soles on the feet's gotta be cool.
oh, it feels wonderful because there's
Yeah.
nothing like it because you feel it. It resonates with the skeletal system as well. So you
Mhm.
just feel it everywhere, and it raises your vibration, and you just feel better. It's an incredible healing tool. Incredible healing tool. I use one that's 128 hertz and 93.96 hertz, which is called a Schumann resonance. It's the resonance of the earth itself.
You know, I have a question. You had
Mhm.
mentioned that people, we have more than one body.
Yes.
Right?
Mhm.
And you said that if one is out of whack,
Yeah.
I said that way, they are all out of whack.
Yeah.
When they sit and talk with you,
Mhm.
how do you get to the layers of wherever they are?
We are medical intuitives, most of us, healers. So what that means is I can see into people, feel into people, and I can feel for what's out of balance. You know, a gentleman came to me one time and he had tinnitus, ringing of the ears. He went to all his specialists, they couldn't help him. And I asked, well, first I said, did you go to your doctor? You know, I always ask if you go to the doctor. If they haven't, go to your doctor first. But he went to all the specialists, they couldn't pinpoint the cause because there was nothing physically wrong with his ears or the inside of his ears. And I asked him, did something happen right before the ringing started? Did you have an incredibly unpleasant, even traumatic experience? And he said, absolutely. The stock market crashed and I thought I was going to lose everything. So his emotional body was traumatized.
He didn't want to hear that, so his
Exactly.
Oh.
He didn't want to hear it.
wow.
So now I knew he was a man of means, and I knew if he didn't earn another penny, he was not going to. His lifestyle wasn't going to change. So before the session, I said, Tom, I want you to look at the books. Look at your books objectively. See what's going on. And he did. Came in for the session. He realized that he panicked.
Wow.
That he
Loved it.
overreacted. Yeah.
We are back, and we're talking with Daniel Baumann. He's a shaman, but he's also a Reiki master, and he also heals people. And during the break, I'm so fortunate to be able to be sitting next to you right now, and that you also were using your tuning fork on me. And I want you to tell everybody a little bit about, because now we're live, of course, Facebook
Okay.
lands, everybody sees us there. But go ahead and tell them a little bit about the tuning forks that you use.
Tuning forks are incredible tools for healing. And you know, when people hear tuning forks, they think of music, sound.
Yeah.
But it's not the sound we're after. When we activate the tuning fork, it's the vibration, the resonance, the frequency that it gives off. And like osteopaths, we use tuning forks. If somebody thinks there might be a broken bone, right? Activate the tuning fork, put it on the affected body part. If the patient feels a sharp pain,
It's broken.
it's broken because the vibration vibrates the skeletal system underneath, the bones underneath. And that's why you can feel it throughout your body.
I loved it. I love it. And you put it on my head.
Crown chakra, yes.
Okay, but you also said you put it on other.
Oh yeah, I put it on crown chakra, third eye, which is right here, also heart chakra. And when you feel it on your breastbone,
Wow, that's got to be incredible.
It's very powerful, but also shoulders, elbows, wrists, hips, knees, ankles, and soles of the feet.
The feet. I can't wait to have something like that done on my feet, because that's it's got to feel great.
Oh, it feels wonderful.
And it's a calming.
It's calming, it relaxes you, but also it raises your vibration, your frequency, and makes you more healthy.
So before we came back onto the
Mhm.
air, you were telling a little bit of a story. And one of the first things you said that you ask everyone that you work with, have you gone to your doctor?
Oh, absolutely. If you're feeling ill, out of whack, go to your doctor. Go to a licensed, degreed medical professional first, each and every time. Period. That's what you do. I have it on my website, and then come to me.
Well, yeah, because you will come to him, especially if you're dealing with something that you've been dealing with for a very long time. You're
Absolutely.
not
I
finding
want to know
answers.
what it's not. I want to know what the doctor said. Look at the blood work, see what's going on.
Mhm. And I had asked you, how do you help people? Let's say you said that we had more than one body, and I said, how do you get to those layers?
Okay, as a medical intuitive, I can feel into people, and I feel for what's out of balance. but also I'll ask questions. Like I told during the break, a gentleman came to me and he had tinnitus, Tom, and he went to the specialist, he went to his doctors. There was nothing physically wrong with his ears at all, so they couldn't diagnose him, they couldn't fix it. And I asked him, did something happen right before the ringing started? Did you have some sort of traumatic experience? He said, absolutely. The stock market crashed and I thought I was going to lose everything. And that was a traumatic hit to his emotional body.
Now you all are thinking, what does that mean? That's crazy. Well, what did I say?
You said he didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it was. So before the session, I told him, I said, Tom, I want you to take an objective look at your numbers, at your books. Because I knew he was a man of means, and I knew it wasn't going to matter if he didn't earn any more money. So he came for the session, it was about a couple weeks later, and he admitted that he'd overreacted, he panicked. Because when he did take a look at his books, he knew he was going to be fine. So on the table, during the sessions, they're all tailored individually for who needs what when. Something I did different with Tom is I walked him through a visualization. Carol, I wanted to see him to see himself as he was, happy, healthy, and whole, before he got the bad news. See that, walk into that, and bring that truth into his now. And we were one and done.
I think that, one and done,
Yeah.
see, and wouldn't that be nice,
Mhm.
right? Not that doesn't happen all the time.
Not
Not,
always.
I'm not talking about
Yeah.
you. When, you'll go to a doctor and say, well, you gotta come
Oh.
back, and we'll have to do this, and we'll have to go do these tests, and this and that.
On and on.
And on, but not for you, one and done. And
Not lucky.
what's cool about it is, I think, being able to have that intuitive part of you that
Yes.
can get really into you, and you can help people, because I don't know what's going on with me, right? You might feel it, but
Right.
I don't know, so you can help people bring that out.
Yes, open up to that part of themselves and expand their awareness of who and what they are. We are more than these physical bodies. With the Great Awakening going on, everybody's connecting to their spiritual truth right now. We are connecting to our awesome divineness.
You gotta tell them about what the Great Awakening is.
Oh, the Great Awakening. It's this worldwide revolution of the heart. People are waking up spiritually now, Carol, in unprecedented numbers, and it's happening everywhere. There is a spiritual war happening now, and we're all in it. It doesn't matter. It's about what you say, what you do, even what you think.
Absolutely.
These negative thoughts,
Right, you gotta be careful about the things that you say, not only to other people,
Yes.
but to yourself.
especially to yourself.
Especially, because a lot of people, you don't even think about it. You might
Right.
say something like, I'm such stupid.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
We're all guilty of that.
Right, and you say it, and guess what? Your mind takes that in,
And it makes
and
your
it
truth.
makes you think your truth, exactly, your
Yeah.
truth.
And then that tape is running over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
I'm stupid, I'm stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yet you're probably and you should change that, and guess what? Everybody would be smart
And love themselves, love each other,
and be happy.
and the world would be a better place.
Wouldn't it be?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be? His phone number is 602-400-9103. Check him out on his website. It's whitewolfblackbear.com. And when you work with people, it's a consultation that you have with them.
Yes.
You find out a little bit about them.
Mhm.
What's it like when they come in and do that, and then they sit down and lay down, and you're going to work on them?
Well, it's different for everybody, but a lot of people just want to have the experience. Some people need a reset. Life is getting too much for them, and there's just too much to do and not enough time to do it, and they get buried with all the responsibilities. And not all of us have the luxury of going to a beach for a week.
Mm-hmm.
You can come in, get a reset.
Go to a shaman. If you can't go to the beach, go to a shaman.
And I will get you relaxed to the point where you can think straight again.
And that's cool, though.
Yeah, yes,
Right.
yeah.
And a lot of people, do they do this? Should they do this more on a regular, is maintenance?
Yes, okay, so how it works, people come in and there's a trauma, there's something that they need to get past. Once we get past the trauma and heal that, that's when they can connect spiritually. So I have an athlete, she comes in once a week because she needs the tuning forks all the time. I have people that come in once a week, I have people come in once a month. I have people I don't see for 2 years until something comes up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And something comes up and we need to, relook at whatever we were looking at.
Do you work with all ages?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The youngest person I worked with, she was 8, and she had leukemia, and that was sad. I did what I could, eased her suffering.
Mm-hmm.
And the oldest, senior citizens, hell, I'm a senior citizen now.
Yeah, me-
all ages, all ages. And, people that are in crisis, how so many people find me, Carol, is they're in crisis, they're sitting down in front of their laptops, their computers, their iPads, and they pray, God, send me to the person that has what I need. And that's how they find me.
Yeah, we're on the show.
Right, absolutely.
But, I mean, I say that laughing, I think you had told me one time that somebody reached out to you and said, I was just sitting there at my computer and I was praying, I need help. There's people that are they're in
Desperate.
that, I hate to use that, but they are.
You know, after 2020, everyone got disconnected from society, from themselves, from their community, from work. Everyone's kind of in their own little bubble now, and we're community creatures.
But not only, I think, being that they got disconnected from everybody, they got disconnected with their own bodies, their own self. You know, you said there's several of them that we have. We're not just one body. That if they got disconnected with that.
Emotional, spiritual, physical, mental. You know, it's hard living alone and isolated. That is a nightmare.
Right. And
I had it easy.
We had a lot of, you've had people where they come to you where they've literally have tell you stories of things. I'm sure it's just crazy of what you've heard.
And also, I do exorcism work, Carol. Demons are real, the spiritual world is real, and people know when they're being harassed, when they're being attacked, and people think they're crazy. I believe you, okay? I believe you. And I say that on my videos all the time, and people hear that. You can say to somebody, sister, I feel your pain. I've been there.
Yeah.
That helps.
And I think that's the other point. You have been in their shoes.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's what got you somehow miraculously, it's a magical, mystical miracle that you are here.
Yes, it is.
And that you can help the people here. We're very lucky to have you.
Oh, thank you.
Right? And go ahead, what would be today some of the things you want to leave them with?
Well, turn off the news. Turn off the news. I'm serious as a heart attack. I don't care what side of that aisle you're on. Turn it off. And I bet many people can. We get addicted to those feelings. Something Dr. Joe Dispenza taught us. We get addicted to those feelings. I turned off the news over a decade ago, and I am much more serene and happy as a result. Because most of what I heard in the news really upset me, peed me off. I couldn't change it. Don't need to know. I'm better off for it.
Right. What's something else? I agree with that 100%. If they can, or don't let it get to you for sure.
Yeah, well, if you're waking up spiritually, give me a call. It's great to have people around that know the experience you're going through. Because when we wake up spiritually, we start to see things other people don't see, hear things, we know things, and no, you're not crazy.
And he says he believes you, he understands.
Absolutely.
Again, that phone number is 602-400-9103. It's whitewolfblackbear.com.